Welcome, friends, to the Daily Treasure podcast produced by Mark Inc. Ministries. I'm Sharon Betters. I am so excited to introduce to you our last guest writer for this What She Said series, and her name is Barbara Riach. I know that her devotionals are going to help turn your heart toward Jesus. Today's devotional is called Mothers-in-Law and Daughters-in-Law, and today's treasure is from Isaiah 43, verses 18 through 19. Remember not the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Friends, Barbara joins us this week and takes us into the hearts of a mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, Naomi and Ruth. Some of you might be thinking, yes, I need help in getting along with my mother-in-law or my daughter-in-law. Or maybe you're thinking, I've tried everything and have finally just given up on our relationship being anything other than polite. Or your response could be, it's too late. My mother-in-law is gone and I have many regrets. I don't want to be reminded of everything I've done wrong. Or you get along great with your in-law. And then there are some of you who might be tuning out because you're single. For those of you who think this topic doesn't apply to you, don't turn the page just yet, because 2 Timothy 3 verse 16 tells us, all scripture is breathed out by God and profitable for teaching, for reproof, for correction, and for training in righteousness. Like many of you, I've studied the lives of Ruth and Naomi. In fact, their relationship is the basis of one of the chapters in my book, Treasures of Encouragement, and the book Susan Hunt and I co-authored, Aging with Grace. I love Naomi and Ruth. I love how daughter-in-law Ruth stayed by Naomi's side, even when it must have been scary and lonely. Ruth demonstrates hesed, an unconditional love that does not depend on the responses of the other person. And Naomi allows Ruth to see her in the throes of grief and lament. But you know what? Always in the context of deep faith. Two very different women find a way to care for one another. How did they do it? Barbara takes us into their intricate and sometimes complicated relationship, where we discover not only principles for a mother-in-law and daughter-in-law relationship, but for any relationship that could be difficult. In Wednesday's devotional, Barbara says, what if you have been hurt? Or your in-law is disagreeable? Maybe she's even unkind. How can you love a woman so unlike you? She's nothing like the person you dreamed she'd be. Is there any hope of developing a loving relationship with her? We enter the mother-in-law, daughter-in-law relationship expecting what we want, the best. Instead of the dream come true, suddenly it seems we've ended up in a nightmare. What can we do? Our unrealistic expectations have only made us supersensitive. The ugliness of sin smacks us in the face. Our inconsistent feelings mislead us. How can we help but go in the wrong direction? Love has disappeared. We've been hurt. We pull away. Self-protectively, we watch for more ways she'll miss the mark. We begin to justify ourselves. She deserves my emotional distance. Our hearts say, I'll love my in-law when she stops hurting me. As if love could ever be pain-free. We pretend to love our in-law, but we talk about her behind her back. We find ways to punish her, or we take it out on our husbands. Bitterness and cynicism grow. How did we ever think we could stir up love? And we give up. Barbara's exhortation to us this week is, don't give up. There is hope. Barbara and her daughter-in-law, Stacy, co-authored Making Room for Her, Wisdom for a Healthier Relationship with Your Mother-in-Law or Daughter-in-Law, and these devotionals are excerpts from this book. I had the privilege of interviewing Barbara and Stacy for the Help and Hope podcast that we called Mother-in-Law and Daughter-in-Law Relationships. Barbara is also the author of A Better Than Anything Christmas and often writes for Revive Our Hearts. She served as director of the Children's Division of Bible Study Fellowship International. Barbara recently battled cancer, so her contribution to Daily Treasure during the season of her life is even more special to me. Friends, travel with Barbara this week. Visit Naomi and Ruth once more and get a glimpse into how two very different women teach us how to reflect Jesus even in complicated difficult relationships. I'm Sharon Betters, and it's always a joy to be with you through the Daily Treasure podcast. I pray that as you walk with Barbara this week, that your heart would be turned toward Jesus. And I also pray that you would be encouraged to be intentional about biblical encouragement, that you would remember God's call to us to encourage one another, and that you would begin praying today about who He wants you to offer the love of Jesus to this week, or just today, just one person at a time. Again, I'm Sharon Betters, and I look forward to being with you tomorrow.